So, you want to know what the best and the worst weapons are in Apex Legends? I'm going to tell you in this video, guys. But firstly, the best weapon is the very first weapon you can get, even if it's the Mozambique. I've just dropped here. I picked up the RE45. It's okay. It's a pistol. It's automatic. But look at this. I kill everybody with it. It's absolutely glorious. Yeah, so remember, the very first weapon, or whatever weapon you get when you drop, is the best weapon at that time. However, what are my favourite weapons? Well, we're going to see some gameplay here of me using the Wingman and the Peacekeeper. This is my preferred loadout. The Wingman is an amazing pistol. All the other pistols in the game pretty much get replaced by all the other types of weapons. So if you've got any other pistol, you're probably going to replace it with an assault rifle or something like that, right? Or SMG, shotgun. The pistols are kind of like meh. The Wingman is unique, though. It is extremely good. There is one tip for the Wingman, though, and that's the hollow sight. I like the hollow sight or any of the other ×1 scopes that go on it because just using the iron sights, it's actually quite difficult to aim with the Wingman. So you kind of need a scope. Like this scope here, probably my favorite with it. But look at the damage output on this. You have to have aim, though. That's the only caveat with this. If you've got maybe shaky aim, don't go for the Wingman. But for my personal use, I find it really super good. So what about the other weapon I've got here? Well, this is the Peacekeeper. This is the best shotgun, apart from the Mastiff. Now, the Mastiff is really rare. Any of the legendary weapons are super good. Like the Mastiff and the Craver are like... Is it the Craver? I always call it the Craver. It's not called the Craver. Whatever it is. But the Mastiff is obviously mega, mega good, but super rare. Peacekeeper, though, is awesome. If you find a Peacekeeper, you need to keep this for your close encounters. Look at the work I'm doing here. It's all about staying calm. Fire, reload. Track your target, fire, reload. Again, I like to use the hollow sight with this or any kind of ×1 scope with it instead of just using the iron sight. So grenades, let's speak about these for a second. The arc stars are amazing, like absolutely amazingly good. They wreck. They are better than the frag nade because they stick to targets. They're just way better. So what you want to try and do is prioritize using them at the start of a fight rather than frag grenades. If you've only got frag grenades, then use frag grenades. It's fine. I think incendiary grenades are a bit meh. Anyway, yeah, look at the Peacekeeper. So this is an example of me using Bangalore smoke, going forward with nades, using the Peacekeeper. Then I swap to the Wingman. Rush forward for the res. Notice there's a guy to the right, which my teammate awesomely pinged, managed to get the kill on them. So the other thing I actually want to talk about as well is hop-ups. Now, I'm going to show you an example of a hop-up, and that you can see it here in play. It is the precision choke for the Peacekeeper. Now, what this does is it's got that kind of little thing going on the UI. Let's just slow this down and take a look. Can you see that there? It's zooming in on the scope. That's reducing the shotgun spread. Watch the damage this thing does. Look at that. It's huge damage. This is really, really good for the shotguns. But again, it's only super good if you're going to actually aim at the target. You could argue not using the precision choke is actually easier because your spread will be better. And look, you end up with games like this where you do tons of damage. Now, anything over 1,000 damage is extremely good damage. So yeah, that was really awesome damage. All right. Alright guys, so for the rest of this video I'm going to show you the weapons in the training range. I'm not going to go through all of them. I'm not going to tell you all the damage stats because frankly that's boring. I'm just going to tell you which are the best and the worst weapons. I think let's start this off with showing you the worst weapon in the game by an absolute country mile. It's this bad boy. It's the Mozambique. Now the reason why this is bad is because to actually do anything you need to hit people 3 times with this, and it's like, oh, I didn't even get ammo. It's that bad. Let me reload it. It's like, yeah, it's not great, the Mozambique. It's pretty bad. Doesn't do a lot of damage. It's really slow fire rate. Takes a long time to reload. It's just trash. However, like I said at the start of this video, if this is the only weapon you get when you drop, it's better than this, isn't it, ladies and gentlemen? Oh, yeah. All right, let's forget the shotguns for a second. And let's just talk about the pistols, because the whole pistol family, apart from the Wingman, is essentially replaced by the assault rifles and the SMGs. So, if you drop and you get an RE45 or you get a P2020, this is not an endgame weapon. This is a weapon you use just to sort of, you know, do a bit of damage, try and fight. Yeah, it's all good. It's all juicy. Let's get some ammo. You know, out of the both of them, I'd probably say the RE45 is slightly better, just because it's fully automatic. But these, you will ultimately replace with either the Carbine, the SMG, or the R99, or the alternator. The alternator is probably the weakest SMG, just because it's got a pretty slow rate of fire. It's got less recoil, so it's not too bad. This is pretty ridiculous, the R99, because in close range, this thing just, I mean, it just puts out so much damage. It is ridiculous. So you kind of want to replace the light pistols with any of these SMGs or assault rifles. Now, in terms of assault rifles, I do actually like the Carbine. I think this is a fairly decent weapon. When you start getting this modded out with all the different attachments and stuff, it's actually fairly decent. So, yeah, and even just as is, this is kind of like an okay weapon to go for. But is it absolute top tier? Yeah, it's okay tier. Talking about sniper rifles as well, looking at the Carbine or the Scout even, I kind of like the Scout. The problem with the Scout is its rate of fire is okay. Its damage output is not incredible. And you kind of have to track targets. So as targets are moving, you're kind of looking to track them. It's okay. Again, with attachments, it's kind of good. All right, let's do the shotguns next, because the shotguns are kind of unique. We know the Mozambique is terrible, so try and avoid that. Peacekeeper is 100% the go-to weapon. Whatever other weapons you've got, you should always have a shotgun, right? Whatever your primary weapon is, if you're going to play as a sniper this game, or, you know, close range with an assault rifle or whatever, you should always have a Peacekeeper for close range, right? For like super, super close range, because this thing is just phenomenal. I mean, look at the damn, it's just great. It's so, best shotgun by far. Mozambique's terrible. This thing, the EVA, I'm kind of torn with this. Like, this is a shotgun, I mean, in my eyes, I'll use the EVA until I find a Peacekeeper. That's kind of the only reason for the EVA. I mean, it's automatic, but it's not exactly incredible. It's okay. I'll just show you guys the legendary weapons here, or the yellow weapons, whatever you'd like to call them. So, the Craver, I think I called it the Craver early on in the video, because I want to call it the Caber, and it's Craver. I always get confused. Now, this is obviously pretty damn good, right? The thing with these weapons is they only have a certain amount of ammo, and the only way to replenish the ammo with these is to find another one. And obviously, with they're so rare, it's going to be difficult to find ammo. But the damage for these things speaks for themselves. Watch this. So headshot damage, it's 250. If you're going to land headshot damage with this, you're just going to delete people from the game. So it's cool. The problem with this is, though, you need good aim. This baby, though, oh my god. So if you've got a Peacekeeper and you find the Mastiff, well, you're going to use the Mastiff. This is probably the best weapon in the game. It's up there with the Devotion. I'm going to say for absolute best, and the Wingman. So this bad boy, the damage on this is incredible. Look how fast it fires. You can just annihilate entire squads with this. Late game, this is the best weapon, because it's going to be completely close range combat. You can just walk around, absolutely annihilating people. Huge. Just the best weapon. Ever find a Mastiff, always take it. Never, ever leave it behind. The Craver, you can leave that if you like. Okay, let's talk about the best pistol in the game. This thing. You guys know I like this. You just watch me explain this and show the way I play with it. It's just ridiculous. This thing is amazing. I love this. You need the aim for it, though. You're landing 90 damage for a headshot and 45 for a body shot. So if you're going through people, like, you know, even when you're firing fast, look at that. It's a lot of damage. The only downside to this is without a scope, it's a little bit difficult to see where you're shooting because of the recoil. But apart from that, go-to pistol. It's just a ridiculous weapon. Spitfire. I like the Spitfire. Now, the Spitfire, when it's got attachments on it, especially weapon mods as well. Oh, sorry, this doesn't have a weapon mod. I apologize. It's the... we'll get into that one. It's the Prowler I want to talk about, because that is just mind-blowingly good. Yeah, so Spitfire, fully attachment up. It's pretty good. Spitfire is consistent damage. It's low recoil, the Spitfire. That's what kind of makes this good, because you don't have to fight against recoil. I think on console as well, it's a bit easier to use, because it's easy to fight against the recoil, but you can just sort of track targets and put tons of fire down range. I mean, you do a lot of damage with this bad boy. It's pretty good. The Longboat Dmr. This is a sniper rifle. This is a really good sniper rifle. So, you've got 5 shots with this bad boy. You don't have to reload in between. When you get scopes on this, and especially when you get the skull piercer attachment, or the hop-up for it, so this makes you do more damage on headshots, you can just delete people with this weapon. So this is a weapon to sort of think about. If I'm always using the Peacekeeper, my primary weapon, it alternates depending on what I find. I like the Wingman. I like the Longbow as well. Don't mind the Spitfire. But what I like even more is the Prowler. And not just because it looks like it's fell out of Halo, but because of this. The select fire receiver attachment for this, or the hop-up, is ridiculous. It makes it fully automatic. So this is currently a burst fire weapon. It's pretty good. Does 70 damage. It fires fast. It'd be difficult to show headshot damage, but yeah, it's pretty good. It's a cool weapon. But when this is fully automatic, it fires 20 shots dead quick. It deletes people. In close range, it's just mental. So if you ever find the hop-up, what I tend to do is keep the hop-up on me for this, and then look for this weapon and swap out whatever my primary weapon is. Hemlock. This is the same. It's not the same. It's burst, but it's also single fire. I don't tend to use single with this. I tend to just go straight for burst, to be honest. Quite like it. Low recoil. Fires really quick. A lot of ammunition. Do like this weapon. I think it's running at 18, so it's running at 2 less than the Prowler, but it's actually, it's really nice. It's crisp. Feels really crisp to use, so Also, I've got a fancy skin, so yeah. Okay, flatline. This is the one which goes fully auto. I kind of don't like the flatline. I'm not going to lie. I'm not the biggest fan of this. Again, like obviously when you've got the mag attachment, the optic, and the stock, it's better for recoil. It reloads faster. You know, easier. Which, by the way, I'll just quickly jump on that. So, mag attachment essentially gives you faster reloads and more ammo, I believe. Optic is obviously the sights you can equip to it, and stock attachment is less recoil. I might have said that's less recoil. It's not. This is the stock is. But this is fine, right? It's okay, but it's not really something I'm going to be going, oh my god, that's amazing. Okay, let's talk about the McDaddy-O. So if I'm always taking a Peacekeeper, and you guys totally should, if you ever find, let's leave the triple take for a second. If you ever find this, right, and you get the hop up for it, which is the, I forget what it's called. It's the little hurricane, like tornado looking thing. It means the cooldown, the spin up time is reduced massively. Watch this. It's very unique, this weapon, in that it spins up the longer you fire, but it does the most damage out of any weapon per magazine. Watch this. It does 750 damage. If I hit all the shots, let's go again. Oh, maybe it's just 748. I put it in 750. Hang on. Did I miss again there? Whatever. It does over 700 damage. It's very difficult to control the recoil, as you could see. Look, this is me not controlling the recoil. Yeah. With attachments, though, to help controlling the recoil, it's actually huge, this weapon. So, top tier weapons, right? Devotion, top tier. Absolute top tier. I'll just quickly show you the triple take, just for the argument's sake. But sniper rifle-wise, it's okay. Fires 3 shots. There are attachments you can get for this, and the hop-up, which reduces the spread, I believe, of this. It's fine. It's fine as a sniper rifle. But the problem is energy ammo is quite rare, so I would prioritize Devotion. Anyway, Devotion, top tier. Absolute top tier weapon. Wingman, top tier pistol. Prowler, top tier with weapon mods. Longbow, top tier sniper. I'm just going to give it that. Spitfire's okay. Hemlock burst. I'm a fan of this, not going to lie. Shotgun-wise, absolute best weapon in the game is the Mastiff. Top tier shotgun is the Peacekeeper. These pistols are kind of forgettable. Just use them when you drop in. Carbine, I do actually quite like this, so this is fine. SMG, it's really good for close range combat. Alternator is just forget that. Scout is okay, but not the best. That's kind of where we are, guys, with the shotguns. And remember, only with all of the weapons. And remember, only really use the EVA when you don't have a Peacekeeper. And the Mastiff, the Mozambique. If you've got this beyond the first fight of the game, you're doing something wrong. You don't want this. It's terrible. All right, guys. I've been Stylosa with this unit loss. This has been a comprehensive guide to the weapons at the moment in Apex Legends. This has been a tier list. You guys know what to look out for. Get the Devotion. Get the Wingman. Get that goddamn Mastiff. Win big games. Use the Peacekeeper. I've been Stylosa, guys. You can follow me on Twitter, which is @UnitLossGaming, and also on Instagram, which is @Stylosa. And I'll catch you lovely lot on the next one. Toodaloo.